Aloha and welcome to Live at the Legislature. I'm Jill Kuramoto, and every week we sit down with Hawaii senators to talk about the events and the issues that are happening here at the Capitol. And today we have Senator Jill Takuda. Senator Takuda is the chair of the Senate Committee on Labor. And good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, I know that your committee has been very busy this session dealing with a number of issues, wages, economy, family leave. Let's start with wages first. Now, I know last week your committee voted to advance a bill that would increase the minimum wage up to $12.25 an hour starting in the year 2019 and then up to $15 in the year 2020. I know there was a lot of strong testimony, both sides of the issue. Those that were in support of the measure say that they point to Hawaii's high cost of living as to why the increases should be made. What was your intention in introducing this measure?
Well, definitely in taking a look, the introducers of the measure, the fight for 15 as it's been called, it was a passionate discussion on both sides. We had small business owners come and talk about the difficulties that they're facing and how hard it would be if the measure came into place. And we really did sit and listen to all the testimony that they brought forward, talking about their struggles that they're having right now in the economy and what it would mean to them if the measure did pass. But we also heard from students from Hawaii Pacific University that came to us talking about how tough it was right now for them to have to balance going to school and managing full-time jobs, if not one, if not two, just trying to make ends meet and pay their rent, pay student loans, some having to drop out because they just couldn't afford to actually go to school and have a job and be able to make rent and keep food on the table. Talking to other individuals who had to balance out all the daily struggles of life, taking care of children and their families, what it would mean for them in terms of being able to get to that 15. You know, you talk about today's minimum wage increase that we just had, $10.10, going to 15, that's like a $10,000 difference right there if we were to get to that amount. And in real terms, that's just over $31,000 for an individual. And that really, in today's economy, really isn't a living wage if you think about it. If you look at rent, the cost of food, the cost of health care. So this really is about making sure that we look at how we can take care of families, take care of individuals that are struggling to take care of aging parents, put little ones through school. And that was the very tough debate that we were facing and trying to make sure that we could care for everyone in our community.
Much of the opposition against the bill came from the business community who say that increasing the wages would be detrimental to their business. What is your response to that?
You know, it was a tough response, and as we said in the hearing, this really is about trying to move forward a lot of the issues of income inequality that we're trying to face. And as we bring this bill forward, it is about trying to make sure that as we care for one, we can care for all. And that's really what this is about. And we understand that it is a tough issue. It will be difficult for businesses, yes, but as we help others really start to close those income inequality gaps, this would be good for all of us.
Well, let's talk about another measure that recently passed out of committee. Senate Bill 2990 would establish a family leave program. That issue has been attempted before. How does this proposal differ from previous measures on family leave?
Well, first and foremost, and I think we just heard about the Kapuna Caucus efforts, and the fact that, last year we were able to move Kapuna caregivers forward and talk about raising the foundation and raising the floor in terms of supporting caregivers and families. I do believe paid family leave is going to be right up on there. The fact that we're acknowledging in Hawaii that caregivers are a huge part of our community. Every single day we are taking care of loved ones, whether it's keiki or whether it's our aging seniors. There's over 240,000 workers out there right now that have to care for aging loved ones. They're the primary caregivers out there in our communities. And it's estimated that by 2020, 40% of us will be caring for our aging parents. That's just the reality of the baby boomers saying, I'm going to retire, or I'm just not well enough and I need you to take care of me right now. we need to be sure that we have that supportive safety net available so that we can take care of each other, because being a caregiver is no easy task. I think every one of us at some point has either had to deal with that difficult decision, or we will be in that situation ourselves. I know in my own personal family situation, we have seen that struggle, and it is complicated and it is hard, very personally hard. So this paid family leave program really allows you to be able to care for your loved one with dignity and compassion, but also understand the economic hardship it can place on a family as well. For children as well, 7 in 10 children have 2 family members that are working, 2 working parents. If you take out their ability to be able to work, you jeopardize that child's welfare as well. Paid family leave makes sure that our children are in a safe economic situation as well. You can take care of kids, you can take care of family. So paid family leave now, this is the ability for us to take care of families, take care of our children, make sure we can all take care of each other. There's a number of paid family bills up this session. We're really making sure that we have the mechanism to make sure that we bring everyone to the table, from the insurance industry to the business industry, to all the advocates, to make sure that by 2020 we have a system of paid family leave to take care of everyone, especially those that need it the most, those individuals in our family that want to be able to age with dignity, our keiki that need us to support them at their youngest age, and especially our caregivers who want to be there for the loved ones that they love.
Right, and along the lines of caregivers, you mentioned this about Kupuna caregivers. Your proposal is actually asking for $4 million. That's a significant amount of money.
For myself, I've been involved in the aging advocacy movement for over 20 years. I was a member of PABIA back in the late 90s, and I remember when Shim Kanazawa and others were just beating down our doors here at the legislature saying we've got to do more. We have a tide of aging seniors that need our support. We've got to do better. And I do believe that the more that we can put into the Kupuna Caregivers program that we established last year, the better. Part of our bill also has a metrics of evaluation and assessment to make sure that we don't just put money there, we do it right and we do good by the caregivers and the seniors that we want to support. So that bill is making sure we have the money, the metrics, and the support system to make sure that we do well with that particular program. That $4 million will go far to make sure hundreds of individuals throughout our state get that supportive network of care that they need through this program that we established last year.
Terrific. Well, those are just a couple of the measures that have made it through committee. There's so many more, and of course, you can always check out capital.hawaii.gov to find out the latest that's happening here at the legislature. Thank you to Senator Takuda for being here, and thank you for watching live at the legislature. We'll see you next week.